Some sunshine mixing with the clouds, highs mid-50s. Tonight, more clouds, lows 40 to 42. Lots of clouds for Sunday, highs lower 50. Showers Sunday night. A few showers, breezy, much milder for Monday. Celebrate the new year with All-Star Fireworks in Calhoun, Georgia, with the best selection and lowest prices around. That's All-Star Fireworks, exit 312 off I-75, 3 miles west toward Rome on Highway 53. And I'm Storm Team 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Moore.
Radio 92.7. Buying a home is one of the most exciting things you will ever do, but it can also be scary and nerve-wracking. I'm Melanie Moore, owner and certified master inspector with Full Disclosure Property Inspection. Let me help calm those nerves by putting my 37 plus years of experience in the construction and inspection industry to work for you, providing you a thorough, well-explained quality inspection to make sure this home of your dreams doesn't become your nightmare. Call me, Melanie Moore, at 255-1300 or find me online at fdhomeinspection.com.
Nooga Radio 92.7's First Responder Friday.
If you would like to nominate a first responder for First Responder Friday, email noogaradio@gmail.com. noogaradio@gmail.com.
Nooga Radio 92.7's First Responder Friday.
The Blair Smiles team of Element Funding is your complete resource for all things Chattanooga mortgage. Kevin Blair, Stacy Miles, and the rest of the team work to provide the highest quality and best service found in Chattanooga. And they work by the motto, when we say you're approved, you can start packing. Call them anytime, 423-488-7571. Be sure to ask about their no closing cost program. They can offer up to 100% financing. For more information and useful tools, visit their website, blairsmilesteam.com. And MLS number 151159.
The station you hear everywhere.
Nooga Radio 92.7.
Hello, Chattanooga. Welcome to Nooga Radio 92.7. You're listening to Mortgage Sense with Kevin, a common sense approach to mortgages. My name is Kevin Blair with Element Funding. I've got the lovely Beth Mansell with Element Funding. Good morning, Beth.
Good afternoon.
You know what?
Noon.
It's noon. It's morning. It's afternoon.
Yep.
I guess it's officially noon. And I say that. I got to get over that. I got to start saying it's afternoon. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great.
It's
last show of 2018.
The last show of 2018, and we're going to bring it with a bang.
And you said, how should we end it? I say, we should end it with number one.
With number one.
Yep.
Do we just talk about him or do we introduce him? You can see him right back there.
Yes, if you're on Facebook Live.
If you're on Facebook Live, if you're listening to us, we got Brad Fuquay with the Fuquay Group at Keller Williams. Hello, Brad.
Hey, how's it going?
Very good, sir. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing well.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
It means a lot. And I want to put this out there.
We talk about you a lot.
We talk about you a lot. I know your ears are burning all the time because when we talk about the epitome of a real estate agent, of what a real estate agent should be, what they should strive to be, we always talk about Brad and Cheryl Fuquay.
We do. We also have a show in Knoxville, and we had a guest, and I said, Kevin, he reminds me a lot of Brad Fuquay. And Kevin's like, oh, dude, you don't even know the compliment you just got.
I mean, it's, and we mean that. We mean that. It's, I think, we've been doing business now. I think we're about to complete our 6th year in business.
Yep.
We've closed over 100 transactions together. And it is a true partnership. And we wanted to end our show with you, to thank you for what you've done for us. When we have somebody very, very tough on the Blair Smiles team.
Can't imagine who that is.
Yeah, you just can't imagine who that is. But when Stacy Miles talks about loving the Fuquays, Stacy Miles doesn't throw that term out very, very much.
Stacy's a teddy bear.
Do you want to comment on that, or should I?
Nope, you can.
Well, let's do this. Why are we doing this show? And we've been on the air now a little over a year here in Chattanooga. We've had some great responses. We've been putting out a lot of great information, but I've been on a soapbox here lately, and I know you and I have had a lot of private conversations about this. But one of the things that I want to do with this show, and this is kind of goes on with the rules of our show, we don't want it to be a sell show. We want it to be about great, 100% accurate information. And we have built our team on accurate, truthful, honest, solid numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And one of the main reasons I want to do this show, and put this out there is because there is a right way to do this business, and there's a right way to do your business.
Right.
And so personally, I want to thank you for number one, for the business, number two, for the friendship, number three, for doing business the right way.
Well, thank you. I mean, it's a pleasure doing business with you guys, and there's a reason we keep coming back, and we get value out of it as well as friendship. So it goes both ways.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Well, first, let's start here. Tell us about Brad Fuqua. Who is Brad Fuqua?
Oh boy. Well, I'm 33. I am the broker of the Keller Williams in Hickson, which isn't as cool as it sounds. But
just like Jesus. You're 33, and he has a beard. But go ahead.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a
tough one.
No, I'm married. I've been married for almost 9 years. Got 2 kids.
2 beautiful kids.
They look like their mom. Thank God.
Yes, they do.
5 and 3, Lainey and Clara, and they're the best. So if they're listening right now, which I think they are, hello.
Hi, girls.
Hi.
So you and your mom are a team.
We are. Yep. Mom has been doing real estate going on 20 years now. I came into business with her 6 years ago, and then we started doing business with you guys about the same time. So it's been great.
That very first meeting we had at Chili's.
Yeah.
And we sat down and it really was about, and I'm trying to I've thought about this a lot, trying to go back to figure out how we got introduced.
I know, I've thought about it too. I don't remember.
And I honestly don't remember who introduced us, or if, because I just don't know.
Yeah.
I thank God daily that we were introduced. Okay. I mean, I do. I mean, I mean that. So you've been in the business 6 years.
6 years. Yep. I've been a buyer's agent for my mom, those 6 years. And this year's going to be a little bit different coming up. So mom and I are going to kind of go partners. So I'll be not just a buyer's agent anymore. We'll be co-listing everything. And so hopefully that'll be a good transition.
So we're going to start seeing your names on signs.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Or we haven't decided if we're going to do the Fuqua group or have both of our names, but yeah, that's the plan.
I think we need to just keep mom's picture on it.
Well, yeah. I mean, for sure. that's just good business.
Well, in that, because we're both scared of her too.
I'm terrified.
And I know mom's listening. Hi, Cheryl.
And I think they need to add the logo. Hard to spell, easy to trust.
That's right.
Yeah, that was mom's tagline.
Are we going to change it to the? Oh, I almost said it.
No, don't do it.
I almost said it, and we would have both been in trouble.
I mean, she's a hot shot.
She's a hot shot.
She is a hot shot. She really is.
I'll pay for that.
You will pay for that. Okay, so the right way to do this business. Okay, let's talk about if somebody is out there thinking about buying a home. Okay. What do you do? Take me through the steps. If you get somebody that calls you, whether it was a lead, whether they saw your sign, whether they saw your website, tell me what's your first steps and how you walk them through that buying process.
Well, the first thing I do, is the hardest thing to do, to be honest, and that's to make sure that, they're pre-approved. I know it's really easy, and I've been guilty of it, lots of times, especially earlier in my career, but, you want to make sure that they're good to go. Because if they're not, you're just wasting your time. You're wasting their time. It's just not worth it. So I like to meet with that person face to face. I like to kind of go through the whole process. And then after that meeting, I'll send them to you or send them to wherever they're going to go.
Right.
And, because, I know I get it, especially if you're new, because you want to do what they, you want to do whatever the client wants. And they just want to go look at houses. They don't want to know a lot of times they don't want to know the information. So it's best for everybody to just get pre-approved. And once you get that email that you're pre-approved, it's a new ball game. So once, so let's say you get pre-approved, you get the email from Blair Smiles team and, you're good to go. Then I like to sit down again and go over and say, what are your wants? What are your must-haves? Kind of go over what they're looking for.
Sure.
What they can afford, realistically. And then, walk through the process like that and, start looking at houses, find that one and hopefully hopefully get it.
Well, you know, and we've talked about this a lot. Sherry and I have bought 11 homes now in 38 years of marriage. And every home that we've looked at and we have bought, we've gone with what I call the OT bar. And we had our pros and our cons and our wish list.
Mm-hmm.
And then we prioritized it. Now, what we've just come out of in the last year and a half, 2 years with this market being as hot as it has been, I'm not sure if we could have bought a home that way, because you find something with everything that hits your checklist, it's gone.
It's gone before you can even have time to think about it.
I mean, it's been crazy. And that market is shifting again.
It is. And that's the point I was going to make about the market, is that I'm almost a little bit excited. I don't want to, get too excited, but it's slowed down to the point where people do have a minute to think about it. Maybe,
right.
Maybe, a day or two, instead of you have to compete with multiple offers today at 5 or you lose it.
Or you lose it.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to that pre-approval. And I'm preaching to the choir. I know that, because our offices used to be within walking distance. We both have moved offices. Both have stepped up our offices a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to have a lot of one-on-ones together with your clients that you brought over. And if there's anybody, and I talk about this when I meet new agents, and I hate to use the word training, but it has been training, about you truly understanding not 100% of the loan process, but the most important part of the loan process.
Well, it's equipping.
We've equipped each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But now, because we talk about the games that are played in this business constantly, and a pre-approval letter, because people are not going to accept an offer without a pre-approval letter. Okay.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. And Beth says it.
And they shouldn't.
And they shouldn't. Beth says it perfectly. Do you want something that's just been, because the way we're taught, Brad, in this business is to pull their credit and send out a pre-approval letter. Do you want, as a seller, do you want somebody that's just had their credit pulled, or do you want somebody that's gone through the whole gamut of all of their information to really get qualified?
Yeah, because what's it worth if you don't have that?
It's not. And the domino effect. In fact, we've got a deal that came in yesterday that I wanted to talk to you about. And it's the typical situation that we see day in and day out. This family, are you ready for this? Supposed to close 2 months ago. They have missed 3 closings already, and they finally got turned down yesterday. Now,
this never happened.
This is a brand new construction. Okay. They had a construction to perm loan, and then this other company was going to take over and do the permanent financing. They missed 3 closing dates. They were supposed to close 2 months ago. Right. We got the application yesterday, got all the financials yesterday, and guess what? They're not approved.
It's a nightmare.
And they have built a home. They've got a construction loan. And quite frankly, I don't know what this family is going to do. And my heart, how we do things. It makes me sick to my stomach.
Sure does.
Well, we had the other one where was it a VA loan or USDA loan where the day of closing, I mean, he was packed, excited. The day of closing, he gets a call. It was USDA.
It was a USDA loan. From
his loan officer saying, it's not your fault. It's not our fault, but USDA turned you down. The day of closing.
Yeah. But, and we talk about this a lot. We've closed, by the end of this year, in fact, by Monday, we'll have closed over 2,000 transactions. And we laugh about this a lot. We've only had 2 turned down in underwriting. And the very first one I had turned down was 6 years ago, and it was your loan.
It was
your very first loan that you brought us.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I know, right? And you still do business with us.
Yeah,
you had to get it out of the way.
That's right.
That way you don't have to worry about it anymore.
But that should never, ever, ever happen. And so this loan officer that knew Stacy sent her the deal, and we were going through it yesterday, and it was one of those situations where we can't prove his income. He's self-employed. Guess what? Great credit, but we can't approve.
That's not the whole equation.
That's not even, that's just the beginning of the equation. Mm-hmm. People, and I had a great thought on the way over this morning. So this family's had a 2-month delay, And people talk to us all the time when we're meeting new agents and we're meeting new people, and we say, okay, we need 2 years tax returns. We need 2 years W-2s. We need 30 days worth of pay stubs. If you're self-employed, I need your business tax returns. I need bank statements. I need everything up front. And everybody says, why do you need all that right now? Okay. Well, would you rather have a 2-month delay and then find out you're not going to be able to close? Or do you want a 2 or 3 hour delay to know that you've got the approval? I love our commercial. We're not playing when the Blair Smiles team with Element Funding, when we say you're approved, you can start packing.
I think that might be one thing sellers need to start asking when they are getting multiple offers, with these pre-approvals. Do we know which ones are just based off their credit, or do we know which one have also turned in their income?
Well, what I like about our relationship is now, because, and I get it. I mean, I know you date other lenders. Okay. I get it. Okay. And Sam, I did not say he dated other lenders. I probably need to rephrase that. You have people that come to you that are using other lenders.
Sure.
And I know now, because I know you ask those right questions. Because, if somebody has gotten a pre-approval letter and they've sent in all the information, yes, they're dealing with a pro. Okay. But there's another step. And, you and Cheryl and I have had, I don't know, hours of conversations about this, about the games that are played. And that's probably my biggest soapbox, is the games that are played in this business about how things are done with closing costs.
What I can't figure out with lenders that do that is what's the benefit to them? Is it just to capture that person up front? You see what I'm saying? Because they're not making anything off of that either. Once it falls apart. Right. So I guess I don't understand how or why they go about it that way.
Because everything in today's society, especially with the younger generation, is all about right now, right now, right now. We see those commercials where a realtor is standing in a house, I'm not going to give any names, but with a couple talking about other offers, and they pull out their phone, they pull out their app and get approved right there on the spot. I think it's all about just trying to be quick and then knowing you can blame it on the underwriter.
Well, like you said, I'd rather know in a couple of hours or a day or two for sure than in the day of closing it fall apart and then not have anywhere.
Absolutely. Well, if you just tuned in, you're listening to Nooga Radio 92.7. You're listening to Mortgage Sense with Kevin, a common sense approach to mortgages. My name is Kevin Blair. I've got Beth Mansell with Element Funding and Brad Fuquay with the Fuquay Group at Keller Williams. And we're talking about the games that people play in this business and the right way and the wrong way to do this business. Okay. You and I've got a deal going on right now. And I wish I could say her name because this is such a lovely young lady.
She is.
And she's so excited. But it was one of those situations where when Cheryl brought her to me, I don't deal with hope. Now, we give hope, but we give real hope.
Right.
Okay. Hope is not a strategy. This young lady came to us and she was right on the verge of being able to be approved. And there's only 3 answers. There's yes, let's dance. There's no, not right now. And then there's the one that's 1 out of 10 now that I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. All right. This young lady was about 60 days out. Now, I'll tell you what normally happens. Somebody would, if she'd have been with somebody else, they'd have given her approval letter hoping to get her score up.
Sure.
Okay. She'd have been under contract 2 months ago. It would have been delayed. It would have been delayed. And here's the part of this business that really concerns me that I don't like is it's not just about your buyer. It's not just about our mutual customer. It's about the people selling their home. Because if it's delayed, their new purchase is delayed.
It affects their life too.
It affects everybody's life. And
right.
And it just, and I say it all the time. I'd rather tell you the truth and lose your business knowing that I told you the truth.
Yeah, because they'll remember that.
Sure, they remember that.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I still get referrals from people that don't do business with us because we're telling them the truth. And you had one about 4 months ago, 5 months ago now, they got surprised at closing.
It did, yeah.
And
it was rough.
It was rough. I mean, it was real rough. And the guy just flat out lied. And because I use this a lot, used your words a lot when we're talking about this on all three of our shows that we do. He gave lower closing costs where he would win the deal.
Sure, and then at that point, at closing, it's too late.
Well,
it's too late to go back.
It is too late to go back. Well, I tell you what, and I'm going to say it, and I'll say it, and I'll say it again. Brad Fuqua, thank you for who you are. Thank you for what you stand for. I can't thank you and your mom enough for what you do for us as a team, what you do for me personally. And we wanted to end our year with this show with you. And we thank you for being here.
You guys are too kind. I appreciate it.
It means a lot to us. What's the best way to reach Brad Fuqua and Cheryl Fuqua?
You can go to thefuquagroup.com, or you can hit me on my cell phone at 423-605-5167. Mom's cell is 423-505-4880.
And how do you spell Fuqua?
Fuqua. 5 letters, just like Smith and Jones.
That's right. Hard to spell, easy to trust.
Well, I tell you what, young man, it has been a pleasure. And will you stay with us on the next 20 minutes?
Sure.
Absolutely. Okay. Now, when we do come back, we want to talk about the steps that people are going to take to get ready to sell their home. Okay. We're going to talk about the 3 questions that you should be asking every lender. We're going to talk about why we do things different. We're going to talk about the pitfalls of being just credit approved. All right, Miss Beth, how do you find the Blair Smiles team?
All right. You can call us 7 days a week at 423-488-7571, or you can go online to blairsmilesteam.com. And if you want more information, you can always text the keyword Kevin to 57711.
You know what are you doing on January 10th? You know?
I do know.
Are you coming to Knoxville?
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe you don't know. We'll talk about that when we come back. I'll tell you what, you're listening to Mortgage Sense with Kevin, a common sense approach to mortgages. Again, my name is Kevin Blair with Element Funding. I've got the lovely Beth Mansell with Element Funding. Brad Fuqua with the Fuqua Group.
I was waiting for you to say the lovely Brad Fuqua.
No, I'm not going to say that. Guys, when we come back, we're going to continue this conversation about doing things right and doing things the right way. We'll be right back.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news now.
Sheriff's Office of Marion County has confirmed a woman was killed by the flash flooding. Her body was later recovered at Cave Cove Road. She was swept away by the intense currents in yesterday's flash flooding. Hamilton County Sheriff's Office investigating the death of an inmate. Authorities say Devontae Allison was booked into the Hamilton County Jail back in December the 16th on drug charges. He had pre-existing medical condition, and he started to have seizures on Christmas Eve. He was hospitalized, but he later died. The Hamilton County Sheriff's Office and medical examiner is working on an investigation. Down in Dahlonega, a woman and her 2-month-old baby were rescued from swift waters when they were trapped in their pickup truck. But that woman was later charged with DUI. Photos show rescue workers braving swift currents to rescue her out of the pickup truck's cab. Russell Stroud, Nooga Radio News Talk 92.7 Action News now.
Sean Hannity, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 p.m. on Nooga Radio 92.7 FM.
Nooga Radio 92.7.
This is Valerie Epstein of Milligan Reynolds Guarantee Title Company. Locally and independently owned, we've been in business on Cherry Street in downtown Chattanooga for 80 years. When quality matters, our team of 3 attorneys is able to navigate complex commercial and residential real estate deals more quickly, even within 24 hours for cash deals. Let us show you how to save money with a 1031 exchange. Ask your realtor to write us into your sales contract or visit us online at milliganreynolds.com.
Life is complicated. The Salto Agency is simple. And that's something very good to know in a world where insurance decisions are all too complicated. Taylor Salto and his team at Farmers Insurance will work with you to identify the insurance coverage that best suits your needs and provide a custom tailored solution to your home, life, auto, or business insurance. At the Salto Agency, you can get all your insurance in one simple location. Let the Salto Agency provide peace of mind so that you know that you and your family will be cared for properly. Stop by their new office today at 6229 Vance Road, Suite 115. You can reach the Salto Agency online at saltoinsurance.com. That's SOLTAU insurance.com. Let Taylor Salto at Farmers Insurance make your life a little simpler today. Farmers Insurance, the Salto Agency, custom tailored insurance.
As a realtor, you can easily protect both your buyers and sellers with a home warranty. Hi, I'm Beth Kelly with American Home Shield. We're the founders and leaders of the home warranty industry with more than 45 years of experience. American Home Shield has a network of over 14,000 contractors to respond to your clients' unexpected breakdowns. We even offer a rekey service with all buyers' warranties at no additional cost. Find out more about all that American Home Shield has to offer and find us online at ahs.com.
Buying a home is one of the most exciting things you will ever do, but it can also be scary and nerve-wracking. I'm Melanie Moore, owner and certified master inspector with Full Disclosure Property Inspection. Let me help calm those nerves by putting my 37 plus years of experience in the construction and inspection industry to work for you, providing you a thorough, well-explained quality inspection to make sure this home of your dreams doesn't become your nightmare. Call me, Melanie Moore, at 255-1300 or find me online at fdhomeinspection.com.
The Blair Smiles team of Element Funding is your complete resource for all things Chattanooga mortgage. Kevin Blair, Stacy Miles, and the rest of the team work to provide the highest quality and best service found in Chattanooga. And they work by the motto, when we say you're approved, you can start packing. Call them anytime, 423-488-7571. Be sure to ask about their no closing cost program. They can offer up to 100% financing. For more information and useful tools, visit their website, blairsmilesteam.com. And MLS number 151159.
Join We've Got You Covered with Scott Schrader every Saturday from 10 to 11 on Nuga Radio. From finance to fixtures, we discuss everything you need to know about buying or owning a home, the pitfalls, the perks, and everything in between. Saturday mornings from 10 to 11, right here on Nuga Radio.
Nuga Radio, Chattanooga weather. Expect dry and pleasant weather out there for your afternoon with some sunshine mixing with the clouds, highs mid-50s. Tonight, more clouds, lows 40 to 42. Lots of clouds for Sunday, highs lower 50. Showers Sunday night. A few showers, breezy, much milder for Monday. Celebrate the new year with All-Star Fireworks in Calhoun, Georgia, with the best selection and lowest prices around. That's All-Star Fireworks, exit 312 off I-75, 3 miles west toward Rome on Highway 53. And I'm Storm Team 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Moore.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
Hello again, Chattanooga. Welcome back to Nuga Radio 92.7. You're listening to Mortgage Sense with Kevin and Common Sense Approach to Mortgages. My name is Kevin Blair with Element Funding. I've got Beth Mansell with Element Funding and Brad Fuquay with the Fuquay Group at Keller Williams. What's up? What's up, people?
What's up?
I have to give some birthday shout outs. Is that okay?
Yes, we do.
Today is my husband's birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Eddie.
birthday, Eddie.
Happy birthday, Eddie.
Thanks, Bradley. And it's also Paige Batten's birthday.
And that is Bat 10.
Bat 10. She's batting a 10, not a ton.
That's right. Happy birthday, Paige.
And she's 50.
You did.
I did.
You
I did.
You really going to call out her age like that?
I am. No, she likes it. She wanted me to. She told me to.
She told you to.
Because she looks like she's 40, so that's why.
Well, look at her. She's already put something out there where she said, "Good morning,
happy
hey, Paige.
birthday."
Happy birthday,
look, she
Paige."
put it's my birthday on there.
That's right. And Cheryl Fuquay. She just
said hi.
She's on the Facebook page listening to us. Well, let's do something because congratulations in order. And I don't think you've been on the show. You may have been since you were promoted. Tell us the difference between a realtor and a broker. Your position now as a broker of that office.
Right. So, well, I'm still doing business as the realtor as well.
Yes.
However, the broker pretty much just means that I'm legally responsible for the agents in my office. So, the way the state sees it is, if one of our agents in our office does something illegal, they're actually holding me responsible as the broker. So it's a little bit of a big deal as long as everybody stays.
Well, congratulations for that. That's huge. That's a huge honor. That is a huge honor.
Thank you.
I know your mom's proud, and we're proud of you too. And you guys have got a new development coming, right?
We do.
Tell us about that.
So it is going to be a townhome community. I believe there's going to be almost 50 townhomes coming in there. It's going to be behind the Walmart in Hickson.
Off of 153.
Off of 153, and then Grub Road. You can get there from Winding Lane as well.
Right across the street from us.
That's right.
That's right.
So when people are out there looking, they can just come right across the street, get approved.
There you go.
And start buying. When will you said they've cleared the land already?
They've cleared the land. I'm not exactly sure where they are as far as breaking ground, but it shouldn't be too much longer. It should be a couple months.
Who's the developer?
It is Jay Floyd.
Okay, very good. Very good. That's we need that. We need Hickson properties. What's the price range? Do you know yet?
They're going to be like 240s, 250s.
Okay, good.
So great price range.
Fantastic. Well, we talked a little bit on the break because I'm gonna change it up a little bit based on a lot of the conversations we've had. So let's say that somebody's getting ready to sell their home. What's when you meet with somebody calls the Fuquay Group, and either you or Cheryl goes out and they want to list their home. Walk me through that process.
Well, first, we like to go out and meet with them and kind of get the condition of the home, and we're going to be pretty honest up front with people, and sometimes those are tough conversations, but we'd rather have kind of like your situation. We'd rather have that tough conversation up front,
right?
And know. But when we get to the house, we kind of check the condition, see where they are as far as price goes, because sometimes you can be on two different wavelengths.
I bet you can.
Yeah, you can. So you kind of have to see if those things match up, and then we just tell a lot of times we tell the seller, you need to have this house and look at it through a buyer's eyes. So what would you want those things to look like? So a lot of times it's in the little details. It's in paint, baseboards, clean. It needs to be very clean. A lot of times people don't have any problems with those things, but we live in homes differently than when we sell them.
That's right.
It's just reality.
That's right.
So,
and what about that? I've heard a comment before. If you can smell it, I can't sell it.
There's definitely some truth to that.
It's amazing, and we've talked about this a lot. I could handle being a buyer's agent. I'm not sure. And what's funny about that, I'm not sure I could be a listing agent because I'd have a hard time walking into somebody's home. I think about walking into Sherry's home and telling her that she needed to take all her pictures down of all them grandbabies, and make it appear where it's somebody else's home.
Sure.
And I would let you have that conversation with her, not me.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, a lot of times people might, you don't want anybody to get their feelings hurt, but again, it's my job to make sure that you want to hire us to sell your house. That's what we're going to do.
And you got to have real conversations.
Sure.
It's just like pulling somebody's credit and going over their credit report with them and going over their financials with them. Sometimes the hard conversations have to be had.
Yeah, for sure.
And we have to say it the right way. I'm going to take it a step further. And this is something that we've been talking a lot about and it's happening more and more frequently, that people list their homes. They go under contract, they're ready to buy, and then they can't buy.
Yeah, that's a tough situation.
That is a very tough situation because it's kind of hard to get out of those contracts. And it scares me to death. And so what I am advising our agents, advising you, is if somebody, part of the listing, what do you call it? Listing presentation is, are you qualified to buy your next home?
Sure.
What are your plans? But let's take it a step further too, Brad, because as you know, when I give you closing costs, those are spot on.
They are.
Okay. There's no games played. It's structured the right way. What I'd like to start doing for you and for your group is to say, you know what, if we're going to list your house, let's look at what closing costs should be.
Right.
Because guess what? As you see, there are differences in closing costs with you got banks, you got lenders.
It's all over the place.
It's all over the place. And for example, a $200,000 home, FHA can, the seller can pay up to 6% for closing costs on an FHA loan.
Right.
So that's $12,000. And you're going to get offers with people asking for $12,000 worth of closing costs.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what's hard to understand because, we have these listings and we have offers coming in and we don't know where those lenders are getting their numbers or if they're even accurate. Well, so what we would like to do and what we're really making a hard push for 2019 is to really work with our listing agents to give their sellers some real numbers to go by. Okay. Sure.
Because it takes me about 30 minutes to come up with what a real closing cost, because that can help you as far as a listing presentation to say, okay, this is what your closing cost should be if we used A, B, or C.
Right.
Because as you see, we see a wide variety of the way fees come in, and because it can make the difference in making a deal or not.
Yeah. I mean, I'll do a little plug for you here. I have never in 6 years doing business with you guys, the closing costs have never been off. Not once. That's not a joke. That's real. It is not one time has it ever been more than what you said it's going to be in the beginning.
And I've gone to open houses and grabbed their flyers and come back and had Kevin do the closing cost. And many times they're $4,000 or $5,000 more than what they should be. And when you're putting an offer on a house and you're a seller and you're being asked to, you should know as a seller how much it should be, especially with, most sellers do pay for closing costs. Would you say so, Brad, or do you think it's 50-50?
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on the situation. It is common, especially, lately,
right,
to have a seller want to pay closing costs or, that would be willing to pay closing costs for the right number. This last year, a lot of times with multiple offer situations, it was less and less.
That's right.
But, I think we're coming back into a time where that's probably, going to become more common again.
Well, and it's so important, which is why we take it serious and why we are so dogmatic, if I can use that word. It is Mortgage Sense with Kevin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can use my word.
Word of the day.
It's one of those things where I would rather, I said it earlier, I'd rather tell them the truth and have somebody really plan and not surprise. Because in fact, we've had a situation where we've had 2 or 3 situations where we've given them the closing cost numbers. We've sat down with them, gotten them approved, and somebody else has come back and say, okay, and they've come back to us and say, your closing costs are higher. And we've gone through the LE, which is what I've really spent a lot of time with you on,
right,
to look for the pitfalls and look for the games that are played in this business. Because what I like about the new laws, the numbers we quote are right now. And when you get that closing disclosure, which is the old settlement statement,
mm-hmm,
what we quoted and what they actually are is there side by side. And like you said, it's never been higher.
No, in fact, a lot of times it's less than what you quoted.
Good job, Kevin.
Well,
that's awesome.
It just goes back to what we talk about all the time, the games that are played in this business. We have built a great business. Probably 25% of our business every year is repeat business. To give you some facts, Fannie Mae says that 27% of all people that do something this year will do something in the next 12 months.
Wow.
So it's our job, and I know y'all do a great job at the Fouquet Group. I know we do a great job of staying in touch with our people because it's not just a transaction. We talk about our referral tree all the time. And, we did a big event that y'all were a part of, that y'all helped sponsor. And you threw a number out there that kind of shocked me as far as the amount of business that we've been able to turn back to you guys.
Right.
But, because we've started developing, and I don't mind talking about this because, and Brad, our coach is named Brad. And we've developed something on our website, this Passport to Chattanooga, on our Facebook, where we're getting leads that are coming in. And what has been funny, Brad, is about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was having a coaching call with him, and we were talking about this because we spent like $50 posting this ad or boosting this ad. Is that how you say
yes.
it? Boosting this ad. I know I'm Facebook illiterate. I look good on Facebook because I have nothing to do with it. Beth does it all.
Yeah, that's what Beth.
That's what Beth is for.
Yeah,
there you go.
We sell. You sell houses. I sell money. She sells Kevin.
And my last name's Mansell.
And that's a tough sell.
And that is a tough. Now wait a minute. You've
been selling them pretty good, Brad. I mean, a little worried you might take my job.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, I tell you, if you just tuned in, you're listening to Mortgage Sense with Kevin. We're on Nuga Radio 92.7. We appreciate you listening. My name is Kevin Blair with Element Funding, Beth Mansell with Element Funding, and Mr. Brad Fuquay with the Fuquay Group at Keller Williams. You know, it's what were we talking about? I just went blank.
You were talking about a referral tree and how we shocked you with those numbers.
Absolutely. Because what we do, there's a before, a during, and an after process. And I know we were talking about my coaching call 4 weeks ago. And let me tell you, coaching is the best thing I've ever done.
That's what I hear.
Okay. He eats my lunch every 2 weeks. He's sharpening the sword.
Sure.
Okay. Making me think outside the box. But what he did is we were telling him about us, because our whole goal is to be able to bring you referrals.
Sure.
Okay. We've got probably 8 or 10 really good, solid partners that we do a lot of business with, and that we wanted to bring you qualified buyers. So we're bringing these leads in. We were trying to get them qualified first to take to y'all. All right. And Brad says, have you lost your mind? I'm not going to say what he really said. I mean, he called me a name, and which is what you've called me several times. Cheryl has never called me that.
Like, you stinker.
Yes.
You never heard her call you
I've
that.
never heard her call me that.
Uh-oh.
But it's one of those things where we were wanting to have a qualified lead to give you. Well, people, and here's what he did and what he said. People are excited about buying a home. Okay. They're not excited about getting a $200,000 loan. So when you bring me a referral, like you've done, I think twice this week already, when you bring me a referral, that makes me feel good. Now, sometimes they work out. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes we do have to say no. All right. But it's still you bringing your partner a referral.
Sure.
What I wasn't doing is taking the leads that we were getting and passing those out to because I've got leads coming in now from Sevier County to Hamilton County now that we've generated this, and we weren't passing these leads back out. And there's something about us calling somebody that we've generated, and they're not very excited, but to have a realtor call them, that's exciting.
Yeah, it gets a little more. It's one step closer to where they want to be. I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
people are excited about a house not getting in debt.
Yeah, nobody's thinking. You know what? I want a 30-year note of $200,000. You know, nobody's thinking.
They're thinking, I want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Right.
That's
Absolutely.
Right.
So part of the thing, and I don't mind telling you. I mean, I think you've seen a change in the way we do business. I think you've seen a growth in our business, just like I've seen a growth with you. We are always on what I think is the cutting edge to try to find different ways to bring value to our partners.
And not a lot of people are out there doing that, and we appreciate it.
Well, here's the hardest question I got for you. Okay. And I'll answer the question for you, but I'm going to make you do it.
Okay.
All right. What's so special about Brad and Cheryl? Why should people use you?
Well, we kind of pride ourselves on honesty and integrity. And, Mom told me when I first got into this business that, your reputation is everything. And, anybody that knows her knows that that's, she's got the best reputation in town, probably as a realtor. She's, just when you hear something from her, it's going to be the truth. It may hurt, but it'll be the truth. So, I think whenever we just pride ourselves on, like I said, honesty, integrity, and kind of do what you guys do. We're going to do what we say we're going to do.
That's right. And I'm telling you, everything, take away all the noise. And at the end of the day, it is about our name.
Absolutely.
It's in fact, it came from Keller Williams, this fact that only 12% of people use the same agent on their next transaction. Now, I know y'all's numbers are way above that. but there's a reason, and it's because you're going to do the right things.
And people remember the right things.
We also said this about Brad the other day in Knoxville. You aren't pushy either. You're not salespeople. It's all about the customer and finding them the right house.
Somebody, when I first got into the business as well, they said, you have to treat it like it's not about the money. As a new hungry agent, that's kind of hard to hear. Like, okay, that sounds great, but it's absolutely true. People can smell it on you.
Absolutely.
And I think if you truly make it about their needs and their wants, people notice that and they come back for that.
You know what? Stacy Miles says it's the best, and she's said this now for 10 years since I've known her. The day that it's about us, the day that it is about the money, we're done.
Right.
Okay, we are done. Because I've said this a lot, and I kiddingly say, and I said it a few minutes ago, you sell homes, I sell money, Beth sells Kevin. The thing about what we do, I don't think it sells.
Right.
I really don't. I mean, if you look at the two new guys that we have in our office, Chad McCullough and Clay Crabtree, both of these guys are not what you think when you're hiring salespeople, which is what I wanted. Okay. I want somebody that's going to take their time, because I've always said this is, and you've heard me say this, you've sat there bringing a client in for us to get approved. And you've heard me say it. It's not about Brad. It's not about Kevin. It is about those people. This is the biggest transaction that the biggest purchase transaction that people have in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if it's right now, next month, 6 months from now, or next year. I mean, I'm telling you, brother, and yeah, I just called you brother because I feel like you're a brother. You couldn't sell me a house.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't. Your job is to listen to us, to find out what we're looking for, but nobody's going to twist her arm.
Right. Nobody's going to do that.
No. And the people that are, and we both know them, this is not about a hardcore sales. And that's why on our show, on all three of the shows that we do, we want it to be about great information. Okay. So I'm going to say it again, and I'm not going to stop saying it. Miss Cheryl, Mr. Brad, thank you for who you are. Thank you for what you stand for. Thank you for being friends. Thank you for being business partners. And we can't imagine doing this business without the both of you.
We feel the same way.
And
thank you for having me.
So tell us again, how do you reach the Fuquay Group?
You can reach us on our website at thefuquaygroup.com, or you can call my cell phone or text me at 423-605-5167, or you can call Cheryl at 423-505-4880.
Fantastic. Miss Beth, Blair Smiles team, how do you find us?
All right. You can give us a call at 423-488-7571 or find us online at blairsmilesteam.com.
Fantastic. You've been listening to Nooga Radio 92.7, listening to Mortgage Sense with Kevin, a common sense approach to mortgages. We would love to hear from you. If you're thinking about buying a home, if you're thinking about selling your home, reach out to me. You can go to us on our Facebook or our website at blairsmilesteam.com. There's a pop-up window in every page that you go to that you can schedule a call with me. You can schedule an appointment with me. And I'm serious. If you're buying and or selling, you need to find out what you can afford, what you can do. We hope you have a happy new year. This is our last show for 2018. We can't wait for 2019. Brad, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All comments and representations are not necessarily the views of